Dov.
I'm Nicole.
If you guys are new to us, we are conscious mentors. We are energy healers, motivational speakers. We work with people to achieve their most powerful and abundant life, right? We help you to move through whatever is illusion, whatever is trauma, whatever is belief systems that are keeping you from being in a place where you are actually able to create the life that you want to experience.
Good morning, Ann.
Right?
What's up, Jessica?
We work with twin flames. We mentor them. We coach them. We heal with them. We work with businesses.
Andrea.
We work with entrepreneurs. We work with people who suffer from addiction or
Hey,
other
Tiffany.
symptoms, right? To help you realize that they're just symptoms and help you get through that, bring you back into your power, bring you back into
What's
your
up,
remembrance.
Rebecca?
So today we are going to be talking about an amazing subject. So if you are new to us, we are here every Sunday at 11, although slight announcement, we are not here next Sunday of the holiday and birthdays and things that are going on. So we won't be here next Sunday, but we'll be here after that. Check out the past sermons if you are new. We love this time to be able to bring everybody together and create some sacred space, to create some, interesting, the word worship came up, right? And because worship is about creating this excitement, this joy, this gratitude for being in our lives, for being where we are, for being able to connect. It's so amazing that we're connecting with all of you guys, right? So I tell you guys every Sunday, right? If you hear something you like, share, tag somebody in the video that feels good, right? Like and follow the page. Why do I say
Jennifer.
that? So that we can connect and create the connection, and we can allow people to be together. We can start grounding back into that sacredness of community, that sacredness of consciousness, of love. Everything Nicole and I do is with the purest intention of love, and we work from that place that is all truth. All other things kind of creating illusion in our life when we are not in that place of truth, of love and compassion, information, and source connection to that, right? So we're excited today to be talking to you guys about morality, right, and perfectionism, right, and how we get stuck in these things so that we are not our best selves. We are not feeling empowered. We are not allowing ourselves to move forward because we are getting drowned down in shame and guilt and ideas and illusions. We are getting
What's up, Carmen?
drowned out by those things that don't feel good, right? So as you guys are listening today, if something feels like it's resonating, right? Aho, amen in the comments, right? If you're watching this in the replay, aho, amen.
So what you seek will seek you, right? What you seek, you're inviting into your life. So as we do this on Sundays, we're inviting all this good energy. We're inviting truth in. We're inviting love in. And this is one of my favorite topics because Nicole Peretti was a perfectionist. Oh my God, it was my protection. It was what I based my happiness on as a child, as a kid, right? Because I had a lot of hardship going on. And what happened was I was really good at sports. I was really good at school. If you saw my room and the awards that I had and the trophies, it was like life or death to get that trophy. Because what that did for me was it covered up what was really going on inside. Then I hated myself. I hated my life. I was scared. I didn't understand. And we do that, right? So perfectionism as a trap, right? You, without achieving anything, without the awards, without your career, without your kids, without your family, without success, are perfect. You alone being, breathing, are a creation, and you are creating, and you are perfection.
Yes.
And you may say right now, but Nicole, my life's a mess and I keep bugging up in the same areas. And it's okay, you're still perfect, right? Because all of that, there is redemption at every moment. There is forgiveness for self at every moment. We can correct at every moment. That's what's so beautiful about this life. There are miracles happening every day if you allow them to happen. That's your natural state. So we're caught in, and our society doesn't help. We're caught in this trap of perfectionism, and we focus on the things that are just not that important. We're losing time. We're losing moments. We're losing being present. Now, I'm gonna bring up some stuff, and you guys can identify, and you could say, yes, that's me. How many of you look in the mirror and look at every little thing that is wrong with your face, your hair, your body every day?
Yes, that's me.
How many of you sit there when you're at work and you're not really digging your life right now and your job is tedious and you are annoyed and you're just like, I wish I would have gotten a degree. I wish I would have went to school to be a doctor. I wish I would have done this. No. That used to be me. I'm so excited to do what I do. I was there though. I hated my job. I hated what I was doing, and I was like, but I have to do it. I have to make money. I'm good at it. I'm good at it, but am I passionate about it? No. Right? Women, if you don't have a baby right now and you're past 30, we're told that if we don't have a child before 30, that our biological clock is ticking, and you're not everything that you could be. If you're not married, oh my God, you're not okay. If you're not with your beloved, you're not okay. Right? If you're not making millions of dollars, you're not okay. If you haven't gotten 50 views on your video and you haven't got 2 likes, you're not okay. So we focus on all these things and we're wasting time because our soul doesn't actually get that. That is not why we came here. Although it is, listen, when I talk about our body, it is your temple. It is what gets you about. You should take care of it. You should eat well. You should drink a ton of water. You should get sleep. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the time that we sit there and we're like, oh, if I was just 5 pounds lighter, I'd be okay. Well, when I lost the 5 pounds, I still wasn't okay because I wasn't okay inside.
Amen.
Because I was holding myself to these degrees. I was holding myself to these traps. And so we're going to talk about morality in a little bit, but I want to say what we should be focusing on that actually matter. Your soul has an essence. One more time, your soul has an essence. And when it is aligned with its true essence, which I'm going to give you the secret to this answer, the question I'm about to ask, what is your essence? Your essence is love. It's peace. It's joy, it's excitement, it's creation, it is loyalty, it is connection with everything and everyone. It's all those things, and everything else doesn't really totally matter. It's there to experience what I am saying to you. It is there to guide us into that and show us when we are not in that. I don't know if you want to say anything before we go.
Of course.
Yeah, I'm just like, because I'm just like, yes, yes.
Of course, perfectionism, right? So we have an idea, we have standards that we create that we try to meet. Now, I have no problem, right, with trying to meet the things that bring us peace and joy and happiness, because they just do. So sometimes people ask me, they say, well, why would you wear makeup? Why do you do your hair? Why do you wear things like that? Because it makes me happy, right?
It makes me happy too.
It's not about doing it for other people. I don't do it because I don't feel good enough. I do it because it's fun for me. I'm an artist. I like to paint, right? Some of you guys have seen my stuff. I'll post it for you guys more. And for me, I like colors. I like to paint on myself. I have tattoos. I like to paint makeup on my face. I like the expression. It's fun for me. Brings me joy. It's not because I don't feel perfect, right? It's not because I feel ashamed. Because the thing, as Nicole was talking about with perfectionism, is that we feel ashamed if we do not meet a standard that we or someone else has created for ourselves. That shame brings us into our lowest vibration. That shame does not allow us to show up. That shame does not allow us to be in our power, right? And so perfectionism affects us in so many different areas. And Nicole said it very quickly, and I want to go back to what she said. You're not going to be ready for certain things, right? So when we're working with somebody in an entrepreneurial situation, I tell them, so if any of you guys are entrepreneurs out there, or if you're just looking to make a change in your life, I tell them, you're never going to be ready. There isn't a ready. You prepare, you get yourself set up, you put your foundation down, excuse me, and then you do. Because only through the experience of doing, only through the experience of being out there, only through feeling if you love it, if you want to do it, if you don't want to do it, are you going to know, right? So the perfectionism keeps us from putting ourselves in the act of life. It keeps us from dancing in our life and makes us a bystander instead of participant in our actual life. How many times have you been a bystander in your life, right? Hashtag or comment bystander, right? Or replay, because we want to actually act in our life. When somebody wants to work with Nicole and I privately one-on-one, and we have very limited spots to do that, we ask them to fill out some questions, right? There's 2 rounds. The first round of questions, I ask who is, right, in paraphrase, who is in control of your life? Who is affecting your reality? Do you know how many people believe that they are not the person that is controlling their life? They are not the person affecting their reality. They do not feel that because they have been a bystander, because they do not see their power, because they are stuck in the belief systems, because they are stuck in shame and guilt, because there are all those traumas, because there's all those standards, because they don't feel ready. So when I was thinking about this concept of readiness and perfectionism, so many different things. Maybe you're not ready to step out into the world and show up as the amazing, beautiful leader that you are because you feel you're not good enough because you don't have that degree. Or you feel that you should have this little bit more. Or you feel that you can't show up. I have had experiences where people have not wanted to show up because of that 10, 15, 20 pounds Nicole was talking about.
Yep.
What if we allowed ourselves to show up? And one of you left a comment. It was going quickly, so I wasn't able to see who it was. But one of you left a comment and said, I wasn't able to lose the weight until I loved myself the way I am. I want to express the importance of that comment universally, not just about weight. If we are not able to accept the present moment as it is in this moment with gratitude of this moment, and simultaneously allow all of the things that we wish to receive in our perceived future in this moment right now, what am I talking about? Whatever it is that you want to have in the perceived future, you can embody in this moment right now. If we do not only accept this moment and embody the things that we want to be, experience, feel, and see in this moment right now, we cannot attain that future moment, because that future moment is this moment, because time is not linear and it is an illusion. And if you want to receive that future moment, you are going to have to accept, love, and anchor this moment right now in gratitude, even if that moment is pain. Even that moment is challenge, even if that moment is difficulty. And I'd like to shift your perspective just a little bit, because even if in this moment you are experiencing anxiety, concern, if you are watching this right now, you have breath in your lungs, there is possibility in your life, there is blessing in your life, right? There is goodness, and in this moment right now, I challenge you to feel that actually everything is okay in this moment.
Yes, it is.
That whatever you're experiencing that is creating unrest is either something that is in the future or it is in the past. And when I say that, it might be the very immediate future or a very immediate past. Could have been 1 minute. But in this moment right now that you are watching this, you are okay. I want you to write, I am okay.
I am okay.
I am loved. I am safe.
Safe.
I am grateful.
Grateful.
Right? Because you are. You are all of those things in this moment. And when we do that, when we anchor that, we're able to step out of that trap, out of that illusion, out of that perfectionist mentality of I can't do because I... And why? Why do we do that, right? This is the work. Why we do it is the work, right? So we are just talking today about the truth, but why we do it is the work. Because I heard one of you out there say, well, why? Why do I go into the perfectionism? Because we want to be loved. Because we want to be accepted.
Yes.
Because we want to be, we want to feel safe, right? And those are the things that are at the foundation. But the thing is, as Nicole was saying, she didn't feel more loved or more safe when she lost the 5 pounds. And you will not feel more loved or more safe when you make that $1 million. Yes, I will not for a second act as if $1 million will not help logical, logistical problems. I grew up in a very difficult situation at times. We had very little money at times. I know what it's like to have the electric go off. I know what it's like to not have food in my refrigerator. I know what it's like to struggle and not know how you're going to actually make it. I understand that when people say that they don't have financial abundance, I am not talking about a savings account. I'm not even talking about $20 in your bag. So I understand that, right? But we can actually, and it's really interesting because as I started to talk about that, it's like all this blank just came up. So there is so much energy to this subject for you guys. And so
let's ground the energy.
Never blanked.
So you know what? Sometimes when Dov and I are working with people or even doing this, all of a sudden surges of energy come and our whole brain like kind of goes, I'll get really dizzy. So I'm just going to ask that we ground all this energy. You guys are on fire. I'm watching the messages come in. I can't remember the name of the person. It was like literally like I think 5 minutes ago said, but I'm ugly. And it's really sad. Who says you're ugly? Who says you're ugly? Right, we're in a society right now where you need to be emaciated to feel good. People have a lot of eating disorders. People are doing drugs to stay skinny. People are suffering. They're jumping off of buildings because they're not feeding their brain. There's a lot of suicide with people that are constricting their food. I watch it all the time. I had an eating disorder, so I understand. And as for your beauty, you say if you're beautiful. And there's something so beautiful inside of you, because you know I'm speaking to you. There's something so beautiful inside of you, who you are. Even the way you look. Even the way you show up to the world. And you are not allowing the world to see that. You. Right? So I just want you to know that I 100% love you. Right? And I'm so grateful that you said that, because you just dumped something heavy that's weighing on you.
And called it out.
And you can release that today. You don't have to hold on. For all of you, if there's things that you are holding on and you believe about yourself, you can release them right now and just ask the universe to take them from you, because they are no longer yours. They are no longer truth. They have never been truth. Right? Just because we believe it doesn't mean it's truth. Mm-hmm. And that's what Dov and I do every day, is trying to seek truth, and truth seeks us so that we could be in our full frigging power.
Oh, okay. The energy's grounded. I'm back. Okay.
Go, Dov!
We get so much information. So I was talking about if you have that $1 million, right? So I'm not going to be one of those people that says $1 million is not going to alleviate great amount of stress in your life or shift things for you. And in fact, Nicole and I are always working to bring people into their abundance, because if you have a message and if you have energy that you want to share, and even if not, you're entitled to all abundance, because abundance is your birthright. Okay, so you don't have to live in lack. Lack is a mentality, and we're not going to talk about that today. We will talk about it in the future. Actually, I heard one of you guys go, yes, that's a subject, right? So we will talk about lack as a mentality. However, if you have that $1 million and there is broken inside of you because you are stuck in the perfectionist idea, because you think that you are going to be loved if you have, because you think you're going to be accepted if you have, you are still going to feel broken. That is why when people attain high levels of fame, success, finances, and that internal clock, that reality has not been shifted inside of them, that love for self has not been corrected, those traumas, the belief systems, the energy of your mom not caring about you or giving you attention when you were 5 years old, whatever it is that needs your attention, you get to that moment and you can't sustain it. And when Nicole said people will not be able to survive in this body or in this life when there are people that get to those moments and they can't believe it. They have a full and utter breakdown. And this, and when I was thinking about the perfectionism, I was thinking about the root, right? Remember, everything that we look at, they're symptoms. They're symptoms. So when you think, oh, I'm just a perfectionist, that is a symptom. What is the root? Right? What is the root of and maybe you can't see it, right? And we tell people all the time, hey, there's mirrors. There are other people. It doesn't have to be us that work with you, but there are mirrors. We do not need to figure it out by ourselves. No matter what kind of a master level you are at your life, no matter how many years of healing or counseling you have done already, there is always an aspect. There is always a deeper level. This is evolution. There is no graduation. There is an evolution back to self and remembrance. See, it's not that you were imperfect to begin with. It's not that you're growing and expanding, even though we use those words. You're actually coming back to that whole state, coming back to that whole remembrance.
Oh my goodness. So let's talk about something dirty. Let's talk about morality, right? Let's talk about it gets dirty in there, right? The word morality has caused many of us to suppress ourselves, right? What's right and what's wrong, what's moral, what's holy, what is not holy, right? So the biggest thing around that is this idea that we deserve to be punished for our actions. This is not a truth. I've experienced this not as a truth. Now, when I do things that go against my truth, when I do things like lying or cheating, and I do things, the punishment is that I'm not okay with Nicole.
Yeah.
I don't sit well with Nicole. It's not that the universe punishes me. It's not that God punishes me. There is suffering when we do things that are out of alignment with our values. So let me explain what morality really is. You all have values that mean everything to you, whether you know it or not. And when we are not aligned with those values, We are in pain, we are suffering, we are in anxiety, we are in depression, we start to pervert our truth, we do things in the dark and don't tell anyone what we're doing, and there are things in the basement that you don't talk about, that you are doing, your addictions, your things like that are making you sick because you are unable to express them because it is wrong.
Amen.
And today, you do not have to hold that stuff any longer. I remember when I told my wife I cheated on her. I remember the times that I was like, oh my God, I picked up again. I remember when I just dumped all of my stuff. I remember when I said I have so many issues around sex. I remember what it felt like. It was this release because I didn't have to hold it by myself anymore. We don't realize how important it is that we allow for someone to bear witness to what is going on up in this crazy place. I tell people, do not go into your mind alone. Treat it like a dark alleyway. Don't go in there alone, right? Don't go in there alone. You don't have to. You're as sick as your secrets. So we have this idea that if I keep doing these wrong things, if something's wrong with me, I deserve to be punished. And I don't deserve love. And it isn't true. I said to you in the beginning of this, I said, no matter what you do or do not do, whether you're spending lifetime in jail for murder, you still deserve redemption. You still deserve love. You still have access to it. I have watched people that their family members have been murdered and they've forgiven the person that did it. I remember all of those things. I've seen all of those things. And there's so much power and there's so much beauty in accepting that we are that. We are love. We are those things. We have access to those things. When we say we can't, it is bullcrap. We can in every turn, in every moment be love.
Yes.
And so the thing with morality, the piece that damages us is the judgment. You're judging yourself at every moment. Whenever you point a finger, I promise you, the only reason you're pointing a finger is because you're judging yourself.
Yes.
And that guilt that comes with judgment is not of love and does not exist.
Yes.
It is not yours. That guilt and shame is not yours. And that guilt and shame, if it stays within your being, it will keep you in a place that is not full of joy and happiness and love. It will keep you in a place of misery, suffering, and you will not be able to move through that. And you get stuck. We call it a trap. You get stuck in it and you don't have to be stuck anymore.
Amen. Amen. I know that you guys are hearing good stuff today because the stuff that's coming out is amazing. If you know somebody, and how do you not know somebody that needs to hear this? If you know somebody that needs to hear this, tag them in this video, share this video, right? Let people hear it. This is why we show up here, is for the largest amount of people to be able to be served in this, so you can remember that you are so loved, that you are so deserving, that you are so good.
That's a good question for you. How can you accept someone cheating?
You should check out our YouTube channel. We just did a video. We just did our separation, and we just did a raw, right? So check out our YouTube, Twin Flame Revolution.
When you realize that cheating has nothing to do with you, because it doesn't. It has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with how awesome you are, or how beautiful you are, or all the good things you did in that relationship, and everything you gave. It had nothing to do with that. It has to do with the suffering of the other person. And it's something, yes, go to the YouTube channel, and maybe we will talk more about it here. So thank you for that question.
Thank you. So when Nicole was talking, there was a lot of stuff that I was thinking about, right? And it's happening again.
It's okay.
So
it's okay.
I'll just let you kind of continue if there's anything. But if you do have questions on that, you can look into it more. Oh, morality. So coming back to morality as a topic. So when Nicole was talking about alignment, right? So for me, and I'm going to share Sophia off because she's always with us. If you're new to us, Sophia's always with us. So morality, being in this idea, what we do is we actually don't check in to see what is aligned with us or who we are. So when Nicole said we all have our kind of internal compass, that internal compass is also on a really, really high level. That internal compass is alignment with who you are as a soul, okay? That internal compass, each person has a sort of aspect of themselves, has a sort of place, a center. When people talk about alignment, it is not an abstract concept. Alignment requires you to know who you are. This is why we do the type of soul work that we do. Alignment requires you to see who you are so that you can walk, step, and express that self. Okay? And so there might be parts of you that you're not even sure. And when you go against self, then you create that misalignment, you create that break in alignment. And so the morality is not outside of you. It's not some objective standard of what is or isn't okay. Not to mention, when Nicole was talking about, we're not advocating for things that sort of break universal law, right?
Nope.
We're not advocating for harming other people.
No.
Because the thing is that those things are not about morality. They're about energetic cause and reaction. They're about energetic consequence. Consequence not being punishment, being separate and apart from punishment. When we look at things like cause and effect, when we look at things like karma, we look at them from the lens of morality, which means we look at it from a sense of punishment rather than a boomerang of energy that brings back the same thing that we reflect back out to the world. So you might also have a consequence from making a decision that for other people wouldn't look immoral or wrong, but in fact it goes so against who you are as a being that it will create the similar consequences if you had harmed somebody. Okay? That if you had done something that would obviously bring the consequence back to yourself. And maybe that is not speaking. Maybe that is not expressing who you are. Maybe that is not showing up in your life in a certain way. Maybe that is not being organized, because organization has a lot to do with who you are as a soul. Things that you would not create a priority for if they are a lack of expression of who you are. If you tell somebody every single day, they say, oh, is this okay for you? It's okay. And you never check in with yourself. Every day you kill yourself a little bit instead of saying, no, it's not okay for me. But sometimes we don't even think to ask ourselves if it is okay for us. Do we want to do it? So a homework assignment for you guys. As you are going through your day, is it okay for you? Is your own behavior okay for you? Does it feel good? What do you want? When I speak to somebody and I say, who are you? What do you want? Most of the time we don't know. I remember a time in my life where I sat down at a cafe and someone said, well, let's just start with what you like to eat. And I said, I don't know. Because it was too easy for me to do what other people wanted for so long that I couldn't figure out if I liked things and if I liked behaviors and what was okay for me and what was good for me. And I had to start there. And I didn't think that that was possible. But I had never asked myself that question.
So I have another homework assignment for all of you. If you have time right after this, I want you to make a list. Like, what are your values? What is important that you are and what is important that you receive? Because it's both the same thing.
Yes.
So if it's love, loyalty, peace, excitement, joy, manifestation, motivation, just anything that's important to you, write it down. And so when we talk about perfectionism, it's not perfectionism, it's just practice it. Practice focusing on those things. Be those things. See where you're not those things. See where you stand in the way of yourself from those things. Right? Practice doesn't make perfect, it makes permanent. Right? What did I say in the beginning? What you seek is going to seek you. If you make that list and you make that some of the most important things in your life, it is going to seek you out. As within, so without. Whatever's going on, whatever you are grabbing onto, right, in that moment is coming back at you. Dov said, the boomerang, it's a boomerang. Right? So what you focus on is important. Right? So all the things we brought up in the beginning, we brought up all the things like that took up my time. Right? For me, I wanted to be perfect in everything. I wanted to look perfect, so I starved myself. I went to the gym and suffered in the gym. Why did I suffer in the gym? Because I wanted to lose weight there. I'd be running and I just would get off and maybe 2 days later I get on the scale hasn't budged and I'm miserable. You know what I do today? I step into the gym. I get ready to beat the hell out of a boxing bag. Right? I feel my breath. I take deep breaths. I honor that my feet are on the ground. I say thank you that everything's working right now in my body. I'm like, thank you that I can breathe and I'm not dying after the 9th round. And I'm there and I'm enjoying the workout. I'm like, woohoo, getting people's attention and making them laugh during their workout when they're suffering. I'm being present in it. It's not about the outcome, it's about the moment. So if you're like, I do want that degree, right? I do want to get a doctorate. Enjoy the studies. Enjoy what you are learning. Focus on the positive parts of it. What makes you happy in it? What gives you joy in it? Because when you're aware of those things, when you are aware of the things that make your whole body sing, your whole soul sing, you can replicate that. There doesn't need to be suffering. When I eat now and I eat fruit, because I love fruit, I close my eyes and I taste the flavors and I see the colors in my mind and I just feel my energy shift and I sit with it and I eat very slow now and I enjoy every bite, every chew, and I allow the energy to just permeate through my being and I get really excited. I didn't enjoy food like that. I used to not want to eat because I was so scared I was going to gain weight. Now I'm sitting with the food and having a little dance with it. Right? You can do that. Everything can be enjoyable. You don't have to suffer through everything. It doesn't have to be a struggle. We were not here to struggle, right? You guys, we all have this veil of illusion. We have these ideas, these beliefs that suffocate the truth. They suffocate your connection to your beauty. It suffocates your connection to you being all love. It suffocates the connection to you finding peace and joy in your life. It suffocates the connection to you creating abundance every freaking day. Yes. It's not like a miracle if all of a sudden you have access to just all the money in the world. There's so much money in the world, right? We live in a system where we need it to survive at times, so it's like, you have access to all of that. And if you believe that you don't, that's where the correction needs to be made. It's not a judgment. It's just that's where the work goes.
And we all have work. We all have work
all
to do.
Of us.
All of us have work to do, right? And Nicole and I choose our work every single day. We don't show up here because we did some work and we think we can show up and talk to you about the work we did 5 years ago. We do work every single day. Every single day we evolve. Every single day we do it. Every single day we're dedicated. When I get a message and somebody said, well, I've done some work in my life. I've done some good work in my life. I shouldn't have this issue. I've done some good work. There is no, I have done some good work. There is always the next level. There is always the next teacher. There's always the next mentor. There's always the next moment. There's always the next expansion. There's always the next view into yourself. And the mind that got you to where you are is not the mind that will get you out of where you are. This is why we use a community. This is why we use other people. This is why we have awakening moments. This is why you read a book. It's why you see something. Because the mind that has got you here into your illusion is not the mind that will take you out of it. When I say that, I don't mean you are not the person. I mean the perspective that you hold in this moment is not the perspective that will allow you to break out of it, right? That is what I mean when I say that.
That's yummy. On that note.
On that note, we love you guys.
Yeah, we love you. I hope that you have a beautiful day. Whatever you're doing today, do it with joy. Be present. Be easy with yourself. Drink some water after this. There was a lot of shifting, a lot of energy shifting through you. The things that you're ready to let go of today that aren't yours, all the stuff that you're holding on to, all the judgment. If you can, go outside to Mother Earth, put your hands and your feet on the ground and let it go. It's not yours. You don't even have to keep it. It can go today, right? And then you'll be like, oh, there's other layers of it. Yeah, okay, so let's let the first layer go.
Yeah, if you guys are ready to let go of a lot of this stuff today and right now, right, hashtag break the trap.
Yes, get out that trap.
Right, hashtag break the trap. Replay, hashtag break the trap. Let us know you're here. Let's break it, all of us, collectively. Let's understand that there are many of these, right? There are many traps. There are many illusions that are keeping us from seeing things that are actually already here, present and real, that are clear. That we see a lot of things. We see a lot of things that are not actually there. They're not actually real. They're not actually the truth for us. Right? But they are the truth in our perception at this moment, but they are keeping us bound, they're keeping us trapped, and they're making us suffer. So if your reality causes your suffering, your reality then is not aligned with peace and love. And if your reality is not aligned with peace and love, then your reality is an illusion. So if you're asking yourself, how do I know if I'm buying into illusion? How do I know if I'm buying into old programming? How do I know if I am in these things? Because we all are in some degree. Breaking out of them brings the consciousness. As soon as you move into the ability to create objective perspective and look around and say, I'm feeling pain, discomfort in a way, yes, we have a pain body. Of course, right now in this reality.
Caroline, you can break those steel bars, girl. You can.
Yes, you can. Absolutely. First step is right now. So we love you guys so much.
We love you.
Thank you for joining us. If this video resonated with you, please share it, like it, make sure that you are following our page. We are here with you guys. We have a lot of good stuff coming. We are building things for you guys at every single moment. We do not stop. So we are here to serve you in the most amazing ways that we possibly can. We are dedicated to you and love you with all of our hearts. So please let us know what is going on for you. We love you. We're thankful that this video has been helpful. We are excited to see you guys. We will not be here next Sunday, but we will be here the Sunday after because we are usually here. We will keep you guys posted and updated.
We love you guys.
Have a happy Sunday.
Bye.
Bye, guys.